Hello, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. If anyone's there, hi. This is your boy. Uh, Today we're going to go on a cromulent journey of making a PS1-esque character. And I hope to get a little bit into it. I'm going to try and talk through the things I'm doing. Hey, Highwind. I'm going to try and talk through the things I'm doing. I'm going to upload a kind of tip video on YouTube after in a couple of days, I guess, which will show some parts of this stream and how just some general tips, not a full tutorial, but if you want to learn or if you want to see my process of how I do this, here it is. Hey, so how are you doing, Highwind? So I'm gonna start by getting my reference image, I guess. Now I think there's a way I can just add a window that will be not window. What do I want? New workspace? No. I can't even remember how to do it. New main window? No. I saw some person had like just an image in the corner, but I don't know if it's an add-on. Well, I can do it the way I always do it anyway. Not sure if you just asked me how I'm... Yeah, I did. But if so, I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Not too shabby. I'm going to try and do this fast today. What's the image in the corner? What image? The face? Is Scabby and Mangy and Scabby like kind of, yeah, I guess. Oh no, not that one. I'm gonna try and make a character today, and I was thinking about the influence for the character, and I thought about Steve from Stranger Things. So he's kind of like, how do I, hang on, let me just save this. It would be interesting to try and model the kind of hair he has, because it's well, it's just going to be a bit of a challenge. So this is my reference image, just to show for those watching. And hang on, I've just got to readjust my windows and everything, because I'm on Windows and I like Windows. My boss Steve. Wait, what? This guy has one of the best arcs. Yeah, don't tell me about it. But I'm starting to, he's like one of those characters it seems like they want you to hate, and now I like him. One sec, I need to get a cable. So it's not going to be like a direct copy. I think I hated him like when it first started because he was being a jerk, but I like him now. Well, at the point I'm at, which is like near the end of season 2. So I'm not going to do a sketch this time. I'm just going to use this image and other images of him to try and get the style right. And I'm going to do the body first, because that stuff will be actually the easiest part, I guess. Well, to get a good shape. And yeah, that's about it. So no trippy background this time, because I'm going to upload this to YouTube after. No, I mean, I'm going to use the tip video and use this, and I don't want it to just confuse people. So, do, 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 ba, da, ba, da. Let me just turn X-ray off for a sec, and I can turn it on and off like that. And what does this do? Yeah. Okay, good. So, let's start. Hopper? Wait, is that the police guy? I kind of like him. Okay, I'm going to turn X-ray on for a little bit and put it like here. So we'll start off with the torso. I'm going to get another reference image up just for the torso, because as this adage goes, torsos be torsos. So you better get a reference image when you're looking at a torso. That's what people say, right? I really loved that guy because he looks just like my friend who's doing the sound for the game. He's like almost identical to that Hopper guy, and it's so hilarious. And he doesn't like it. He doesn't like that I say that, but he really looks so similar. Don't answer that question. I don't want to get spoilies. Okay, so he's kind of athletic, so shouldn't do something that's too dumpy looking, I guess. I want him to look a bit hench. So some people use kind of, they like to put the reference behind, but I saw someone recommends that you should try and not do that so that you can get used to how the shape of the body is and stuff. And I really like that workflow actually. I like to just look over at the image I have and try and replicate it without using that kind of sneaky tricks. Okay, I also need a turnaround. Hang on. Mate. That's the I'm Just a Love Machine song. Do you know that? I hate that Pinterest like telling me to get an account. Like, fuck off. I don't need your account. I just want to look at a picture. Is that alright? Anyway. So. G to grab onto some vertices, and then you can align it with X, Z, or Y, so it snaps to that kind of grid. That's my kind of preferred way of moving stuff around. Like, if you're in perspective views as well, I always like to, when I'm doing this kind of modeling, work in those views because it keeps everything straight to that axis. Let's see. So that back might go up a bit like that. In general, I try and keep the lines kind of straight. It just seems to make it a bit easier later when unwrapping, but I think maybe it's not such a big deal. That's just, I don't know, it feels better to me to do it like that. How many polygons you got for the model? Well, it's going to end up around 800, I reckon. Wait, let's have a look at what RE... Let's have a look at how many triangles Leon is again. So, 733. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to go with. Something around there. It's got to be believable for PS1. Okay, so... how will we define this out further? Well, we could start making a pelvis. Like, I'm gonna do the real rough shape first, and then move on to something more cromulent, you know. I can't speak today, so I'm sorry. It's probably a bad day to do this, to be fair. I'm like in one of my kind of, I call it like my crazy feeling, when I kind of start feeling like crazy. It's hard to explain, but sometimes I feel like this burning in my body, and it's kind of hard to focus even more than usual. And that's what I call my crazy feeling. So select this loop here. Have you watched the Doctor Sleep? No, not yet. I will though. Ugh. Now he looks like a toothpaste. You're not supposed to be a toothpaste. Ooh, oh. At this point, I'm gonna start doing the mirror thing. So let's delete all the vertices on this side. Oh, you didn't make a loop cut there. Oh, that's because of this. Hang on. Let me just get rid of this quickly. Oh, that's really weird. There's just a face there. I don't know why that happened. But let's just make a new face out of... Oh, it didn't loop round properly. Yeah. I'm just going to delete this and do the split now. Delete faces. There we go. It's really weird that it didn't do the full loop. I think it should have. Is it like, I think there's an extra face here or something. Yeah, hang on. It's weird. Yeah, that's what it is. Don't mind me today. Like I said, I'm in one of my kind of strange moods, and yeah. Oh, I'll just delete the merged ones. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit fucking weird. Okay. You still sound good, streamer. Okay. You have that wheel few. Yeah. Oh, you did? That's cool. Well, sequel for any movie that is 20, 30 years old. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's usually not the best, but it's nice for real like big fans of those things to get the you know. Oh god, I really can't think today. Let me just put some ambience on. Okay, is that an okay level? I think the music will help me a bit. I like all of the I like all of the Saw films that I've seen. I haven't seen them all though. Like Saw 2 was pretty good. They're pretty like dumb, but I like them for that. Okay, so I'm gonna go into object mode now, go to the modifiers and add a mirror. Where are you? Mirror modifier. And that way, whatever we do on one side will be duplicated onto the other side, or mirrored onto the other side, which I'm sure everyone probably knows how to do already, but still, it's a good thing to do. Okay, so that's pretty much how the torso is going to be as far as like the basic shape. Oh, why is you here? I want them all to be straight. If you want to straighten the pixels, you can do like, I think scale Z 0. Yeah, or whatever axis. AJ Ski. Wait. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is awesome. Is it a sequel to something? I'm so confused right now. So I want to give him this bit so he can have a butt. Just think about how we can use the shape on this side, because we need him to have some kind of booty. I feel like without the arse, there's always something missing. Let's drag that down or up. Let's bring out this. Let's bring out this a little bit. Like, I think your hips are supposed to be around the same kind of level as your shoulders, although your hips should be slightly less, I think, if you want to make it look quite cromulent. I tried watching a Mechanist yesterday, but his weight made me uncomfortable. Oh, that's the one I was talking about, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty freaky. Yeah, I remember Nurse Ratched. I'm just trying to make the shape something that feels believable. Oh, I should turn clipping on and then I can do all of the scaling I need. I think it needs to be slightly up here, slightly up here. Okay. Just trying to get the shape and see where it kind of looks best. She has a prequel on Netflix called Ratched, yeah? What's it like? Any good? So I want to kind of have a place for his collar to go, I guess. It's something I didn't do with my character, and it's just a nice little touch. But it will end up a very different shape to this. I like to make the characters kind of not have a line in the middle. Like in the end, once the definition's all done, this line will actually be removed. But actually, I'm going to remove that before I do that. Wait, spoiler alert? What's a spoiler alert? Are you gonna spoil something? Okay. Just gonna select these points here. Let's start smoothing this out. Go to push pull. Alright. Maybe we can just scale it. Scale it on the y-axis first. Okay. And then start just looking around the model, seeing if there's places where it doesn't look that natural. Like a lot of the time I'll end up making more, much more geometry than I end up with, because like at the end of the process I like to do a kind of low poly pass where I just delete a bunch of kind of edges and stuff that aren't needed to make the form look like what it is. Because you find that a lot of the time there's so many things you can just kind of trim away. They're totally unnecessary. I'm trying to think about how I'm placing the kind of shoulder here, because we want our arm to be able to come out, right? So it's good to think about that in advance so that you've got a nice place for it to sit where it won't look that weird. Now we're going to disconnect all of the kind of we're going to disconnect all of the limbs anyway, like in Resident Evil, but it's still good if it's against a flat surface so it doesn't look as kind of jarring, I guess. Need to bring that up a little. Favorite movie from DC and Marvel? I'm not a Marvel fan. I know nothing about it, literally. But I mean, well, I like Spider-Man, you know. ALY, no, scale Z0. Let me just neaten some of this stuff up. I want it to be flat on the bottom. Now, the shape of like this side is going to look better, I think, once I've added other body parts, and then I can see exactly where it needs to, you know, where things need to change. Like this bit, for example, doesn't need to stick out like that, but we could have it kind of going in a bit here. I just like to look at the silhouette and see what's going on. Batman series is cool too. Oh yeah, I mean, I like Batman. I'm just not so big into the superhero thing. I've never been that kind of fussed when new superhero movies come out and stuff. Joker's the best. I don't find myself. Yeah, like I like that Joker movie. Might actually turn on flat shading just so that we can have a better look at the geometry. Sometimes I get a bit distracted and stop looking at my reference image, so I have to tell myself to go back and look so that I'm not messing up the outline, you know, or the silhouette, I should say. Okay, so let's just start making some of the other things. So I like to, well, he looks a bit kind of feminine here. I might just drag that out a little. Oops. And I think the chest needs to come down a fair amount. Because the back does like to kind of arch. It might even be nice to have some more geometry up here, just for the while. I like to have the chest kind of sloping down, I guess. My favorite Joker was all of the people doing the like Heath Ledger Joker on the internet. Those people were like real life Jokers. Do you remember that, when it was a thing to like record? Well, it was a thing for those kind of people to record themselves doing impressions of the Joker. Like,
you wanna know how I got my scars?
Hi. Like 7:10. Okay. Okay. Now. Well, no, I like the new Joker. We went and saw it in the cinema, which is unusual because I don't see many things in the cinema, but I did enjoy that. 7:10. Yeah. All right. You just guys talk without me. I'll just be in the corner here. Jeez. So this is one of those lines that's probably gonna end up getting deleted later. Stay in your virgin corner. Yeah. Okay, I'll just be here with my spinner. I wonder if all of my likes are gonna disappear again. Like literally all of them disappeared yesterday. I don't understand what's happening with YouTube. It feels like a conspiracy. They're out to get me. I'm not like worried. It's just annoying like cuz when you have more likes on your videos, it means they'll get recommended more, which means you'll have a chance to like perform better. And YouTube's just deleting likes and I don't know why. They probably have some automatic system to get rid of bots or whatever and it's just confused. I thought like the Joker movie was cool, but like it kind of annoyed me like how much people talked about like it afterwards, like it was like the most controversial movie anyone's ever released. It was like it's really not that bad, you know. Like Jesus. Everyone went nuts when that film released. Well, it seemed like that anyway. I didn't. I just went, oh, that was a cool movie. And then I got over it. I heard it was really like that Taxi Driver movie, but I haven't seen that. Okay, I'm starting to get more of the shape that I'm wanting, but it's it's a quite a long tedious process for me because I'm not that experienced in it. So it's even still quite a lot of, trial and error, I'd say. Okay. So let's start making some arms maybe. Let's shade that smooth for now so we'll see what it looks like in the end. Oh, look at that. We got a face right in the middle there. Delete face. So the arms are pretty easy for me because Make them characters teach us to. Okay. So I'll show you what I usually do for arms. I'm not finished with the body, but I like to have everything kind of in place in a rough way so that I can see what it's like. Now I'm going to delete this character out of here and the armature because I don't need that stuff for this particular setup. So I'm going to call this torso. We're going to be joining these all together into their own objects later. Oh hail Lord Arcadia. Yeah! Yeah! My ego is growing. Hang on, I'm going to have a mint. I hope you guys can't hear me eating this mint. Okay. So the arm, I'm going to add a new object, cube. I could just kind of do it out of this one, but I'm not going to do it like that for now. Maybe I'll do it for the legs to show how I would do it that way. I'll rig the character probably after I've textured it, so maybe not on this stream, but maybe I could rig it today, to be fair. Like if I finish it, I'm gonna try and get it do it fast, but I want it to be kind of decent. Okay, so I don't know why I did that actually. No, I need a. I like to make a cylinder for the arms, but I take down the vertices to like 5, and this was inspired by how the characters from Resident Evil 2 are. And obviously, everything I do is because RE2 did it. Okay, so I like to make the shoulders kind of round. Ooh. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, Warrior. But I mean, it's okay if you are. So, scale that down. Kind of stretch that out a little. Now, I want one of the points to be kind of facing outwards so I can look above it and rotate it that way. Just set the origin to the geometry. And then rotate it like thus and put it like here. Well, Mike Rowe is doing very similar content to me, so if you like my stuff, you probably be really into what he's doing. Shameless plug for someone else's channel, I know. So let's move that shade. And again, the geometry will probably end up looking quite a lot different to this, but let's add a cube now. For the lower half of the arms, I'm going to do a cube because we don't need as much detail as in the top half, I'd say. Hello, Nicholas. How's it going? So probably have one kind of bend in the wrist because that's the way we do it in Linden, whatever. What the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, it's not going to end up being daily. I'm going to figure out a schedule, but I think a few times a week, definitely. Okay, so I like to have this kind of shape for the bottom of the forearms, but that's a little bit thick on that side. So let's just turn this to global, scale, Y, down a bit. Just make it look kind of the right shape. You might have noticed in a lot of my videos, Jimbo man. That's not very samurai. Yeah, it's a fly swatter hand. That's exactly what it is. So yeah, it's cool to make sure that you have bits where it will overlap, where it won't look too jarring. So the way to make it kind of even more like that is to just round things out, and then they make more of a natural kind of connection. But at the end of the day, it's going to look a bit blocky. It's part of the style, so don't worry too much about it, I'd say. And it shouldn't be like 100% 100% kind of symmetrical, because that'll take away a little bit. And we can kind of angle the arm a bit forward to make it a little more natural, maybe. And maybe we'll rotate this back a bit. I know that people build things in T poses, but I don't do that. Yeah, I'm doing all right. How are you doing, athlete? What kind of style did... Well, I'll show you. So if you look at the top arm here, it's a hexagon like we have. And if you look at the bottom half, it's also a square, but he has this kind of elbow bit, which I may or may not add, because I don't know if I'm going to need elbow pads. But yeah, similar. We can add that little bit of cromulence here. I just try and make it look similar, but not exactly the same, because I want these characters to be somewhat original. Will this game be vegan free? I don't know, maybe I'll have a vegan in it. I haven't thought about it. Did I ever tell you that my dad is a vegan and my stepmom? It was quite an interesting childhood. Well, for the weekends anyway. But in old games they had T-pose. In modern games they have A-pose because devs can... Yeah. Yeah. Like some of the, I guess, yeah, my dad and stepmom have been vegans my whole life. Okay, I'm gonna separate this out into a separate object now, so that it's just easier to work with this stuff. I want to stretch this out a bit more, because arms shouldn't be exactly at the hips, I think. Okay. So, that's looking pretty good. Now, obviously it's not finished. And to be honest, I'm going to take some of these loop cuts out of this, because I don't like how circular it's ended up looking. So we want some of that jaggedness between the joints, you know? That's... for me, much better like that. So let's just shade this smooth to see what it looks like when it's rendered. So that looks pretty good to me. Deliver me to the master. No. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate these. I'm going to put the origin first. I'm going to move it all up because we're like under the geometry, which is weird. Z. I'm going to apply anything that might be on them, and then I'm going to do a Shift D to duplicate or Alt D to duplicate linked, I think. And then mirror X global. And then if we change anything on this side, it's also going to change those ones too. Okay. Now I notice his hips seem a little bit kind of weak. So I'm going to try and get a bit more width on them. Because the shoulders ideally, like I said earlier, should be about a similar width to the shoulders. The pelvis, sorry. You know, I don't think I've seen Ghostbusters before. Is that weird? I don't remember seeing Ghostbusters. Like, I know that it's a thing, and I know like lots of things about it because of watching like random YouTube stuff, but give him childbearing hips. Hey, 2 Foot Sheep, welcome. So that looks pretty good. We just need to get the crotch extended out. No, I'm joking. But yeah, you can give them wider hips and then kind of try and bring it in here. Find just where it looks natural, I guess. That's what I do anyway. Okay, so that's the arms and torso done. I'm gonna need to shorten this torso though. It looks too long still. That looks better to me. How's it going, 2 Foot Sheep? I think it spread in Europe long after you... Okay, so let's add a hand now. To do this, I'm actually going to extrude out from here and then separate it later. So I'm going to do this first. And then I'm going to separate it with Y. And then we've got 2 separate objects. Press F to create a new face on both of these things, I guess. And then press L to get the linked. Oh, you didn't give me a face anywhere. Thanks, dude. So L, right, Y, G, Z, and then F to make a face there, F to make a face there. Okay, was planning on making a swam scene to get used to 2D transparency cards and low poly what, but too sleepy. Oh, swamp, that would be cool. Can you turn that down? It's really loud. Okay, so I'm going to look at his hands a little bit, get some idea what's a good, because I find hands very difficult, to be honest. I think everyone finds hands difficult, to be fair. Like, about this kind of width, probably one of these here, drag that out a bit. Okay. Yeah. I haven't thought about any kind of effects and stuff yet. Now, yeah, to be honest, I just don't do weight painting. Press M here and then merge it last. So we can do this, merge it last. Try and make triangles wherever I can, pretty much. Be doing a bit of that later. And maybe this can come up a little. Select this face and extrude out there. And then look at this way and turn it a bit more. Scale it down. Just drag it around until it's in a place where I want it to be. Okay. Well, I never do weight painting because all of the limbs are just one bone, you know? Every limb is only attached to one thing, unless I am doing something like I did with the creature that I made yesterday, or that I painted yesterday. Okay, so it's looking alright, but I actually want to rotate this a bit more, like, on the Y, X. No, I need to be in local here. R, Y. What am I trying to do? I lost like the way I was looking at it. R, Z. Yeah, there we go. R, Z. I'm gonna bring these up just a bit. Bring this more further down, I guess. And just try and make it a believable kind of shape, I guess. And then we need to thin this out big time. Looks like the thumb is like pretty damn big right now. It doesn't need to be that big. So I'll bring it down and bring it up a little. Bring it in. Might even go as far as tucking this in a bit and extruding out there. Yeah, I don't do any weights for these actually. Like, so the weight groups will be, this limb will have its own weight group, which will be the bone under it, and each one is only assigned to a single, assigned to a single vertex group. Oh, you were talking about you guys. Anyway, yeah, welcome, Shafarius. How are you doing? So, this is like not 100% necessary, I'd say, like some of these detail here, so I might end up cutting it back a little. Go to your corner. Yeah, I'll go to my corner. Today it's like the whole chat is just having their own conversation and I'm just the monkey making the models in the background. That sounds about right. I might even make these into join these together. Is that gonna be, no, wait. No, because if I do that, I think I need that like that. So, again, on the hand, you could extrude this out, not that. Extrude this out and just add a little bevel onto the end of it so that it has something to connect into. But it depends, because, you know, that might not be necessary later. But I do want to do something with this because it does feel a bit messy. Like, this should be probably close to here, so I might have to add a loop cut. Or not have to. I could just attach it over here, but I don't want it to be that, you know? Like, I could make a separate model out of the thumb to solve this issue, but for now, I'm just going to do it like this and merge them here. Merge it last. And same with this one. Merge it last. And then that should be pretty okay. Still looking a bit chunky in the fingers. Most people don't have hands that fat. If you do, I'm sorry for offending you. Give him fingers at least. Well, they do actually do that in Resident Evil, but that's something I haven't bothered with so far. Like, in Resident Evil models, in Resident Evil 2 anyway, this finger, the hand turns into like a box, and then there's like one finger sticking over the trigger, but I don't have it in my game, and I don't feel like it really, there's anything missing for not having it there, you know? Oh, I just realized this could be much more, much cleaner feeling. Yeah, maybe if we do something like that. No, Jimmy, I would never call you that. I would just call you cuddly. Sometimes I see people with like their fingers look literally like little sausages. I've got the opposite. My fingers are kind of long and bony. Long and bony fingers. That's my way. I don't know. I've seen Jimmy on Snapchat. And every time I did, he was going to McDonald's. So I can make certain assumptions, I think. Alright, so let's separate that. Did he snap at you? Yeah, like an alligator. It was pretty scary, actually. Okay, so once again, I'm going to apply any transforms just in case. And then I'm going to Alt-D to duplicate. And then mirror, X, global. And then we got the hands. But again, all of this stuff is going to kind of change. So don't take it as the finished product yet. I'm just trying to do the basic outline. And then after that, I'll go in with a fine-tooth comb after. Like his thumb is too skinny here. So I will drag that out a bit. That looks better. Okay, so we can well, I'll do it here. Drag them up like that. Seems good. Maybe I'll make these slightly wider here, so it's like he's wearing a, you know, a long sleeve jacket or something. Okay, so like a sassy one, like a sassy alligator. No, I don't use fingers on my models. I pretty much do it the same like the Resident Evil ones. My way in general is just to try and get as much detail out of the texture as possible. See, we're already at 280 tries. Now, half of our tries are probably going to come through the head. So that is a thing to consider. Now, let's add... I'm going to actually just copy this object, paste it here to give me a base for the leg. And obviously, it's going to be much kind of thicker up here. Let me just rotate this so that it's straight. Oh, hang on. Objects, set origin to geometry. Let's just rotate this a bit, make it straighter. Fingerless gloves is badass, by the way. Yeah, I know. You don't need to tell me. I wear them every day. Oh, I didn't tell you. I was thinking about doing some streams from my car when if I ever have to drive somewhere for a while, like on my way to work or something. It would be like, I don't know, not very long, but just talking a load of rubbish pretty much. Could be good content. I think YouTube likes stuff like that. I work at a few different places. I'm a freelance teacher. So, okay. I would love to be a programming teacher one day. I think that would be awesome. Like, and just teaching about game dev stuff in general, but like, I have a particular interest in programming. I'm the sort of person that can talk about programming for ages and bore everyone in the room. Okay. So, doesn't need to be like exact, I would say. I'm just trying to get the general feel for the legs, but sometimes it's tricky to get the kind of shape you're after without using too many polys. But again, we can go back and delete some of these afterwards. How fast can you teach someone about C++? I don't know C++, so pretty long time. I did bits of it when I was younger, but my language preference is C#. Or Java, which is basically C#. Well, I should say C# is basically Java. It's the direct competitor and it's almost identical. Why do you want to learn C++? Set origin to geometry. Apply any transforms just in case. Then we can Shift D, duplicate, object, mirror, X global. And there we have it. The legs still need to be a bit bigger at the top, but we need to give him that thigh gap because that's important. Oh, he's got muscular legs right now. You said Java twice, so I want some green tea. Literally, C# is basically Java. There's very few differences. There are a few, but like the way this code is structured and everything is like very, very similar. Like people sometimes say if you learn one programming language, you can learn any. And I used to kind of think like that until I saw some code programming language where I really couldn't make heads or tails of what's going on. So I would say the new thing that I say is that anyone who knows C# would be able to pick up Java very quickly, and vice versa. By the way, it's vice versa, right? When did people start saying vice versa? Well, in C++, there's a lot more things to think about, and the syntax is more confusing, less kind of humanly readable, because you've got a lot of just stuff that you don't have in C#. You know, you got the garbage collector in C#. You don't have to worry as much about your garbage allocation. Well, I mean, you don't have to worry about manually manipulating memory like you do in C++. I feel like I don't know why I would use C++ nowadays. Yeah, but like I swear people sometimes call it like vice versa, and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Not that it matters, not that anything matters. It's all just bollocks, isn't it? The whole thing. Okay, so just trying to make some nice looking calves. How many tries are we on so far? 372, nice. But you know what? The thing that happens though, if someone says something for long enough, then they just say, oh, that's the new way we're saying it, you know? And that's that. We got to be careful, because otherwise the vice versa people are going to take over. And we'll be left with none of the language freedoms that we once took for granted. Does that make sense to you? Am I coming through loud and clear? Definitely not. I'm talking a load of bollocks again. Doesn't Unity convert quads to triangles? Well, yeah, I think everything does, right? But I count in triangles, not in quads. Because in like PS1 models, their geometry is hugely based on tries, but in modern kind of modern games and modern kind of graphics, Blender people will tell you not to avoid using n-gons and triangles. Well, a lot of them will say that because of, I think, how it looks when it's shaded in a certain way, or other things like that. But I've been looking through lots of PS1 models, and they all used really simple. They used triangles, and a lot of triangles as well. And I don't want to be scared to use them, because literally for this style, it doesn't make any bit of difference. And I think another thing about using tries is because of deforming meshes, because if you deform like where you're animating, that can look weird if you deform a mesh that way, like where there's a triangle. You've learned that eggs cannot be contained. What do you mean? Okay. Wow, that's one short calf you got, Mr. Dude. You need it to be beefier. You can't bring yourself to use tries? Have a look at Leon's model here. Now, I know shading was different in those days, but I've put triangles all over my characters and I animate them like this, and I haven't had any problems with lighting or anything like that. Render mode, wire. So look. Triangle there, triangle there. And it's not just tries that have been converted either, because they're literally a base of the geometry. If you're going for super low poly, it's really important to use tries where you can, because they become your best friend, enabling you to make geometry for the silhouette that you wouldn't otherwise be able to achieve. I find if you use all squares for low poly, then it makes it look too kind of boxy. Even if it's smooth shaded, it just seems too, I don't know, too correct in a way. Okay. Alright. So I kind of want this bit to come out a bit more. This can also tuck under. I kind of want to put another bit of geometry there, like another loop cut or something, but I don't know. So let's do the same again with this. So set object to geometry, wait, apply the transforms, shift D, duplicate and linked, then mirror it on the x-axis. We can create some shoes now, I guess. He needs to be a bit reeled in here though. I feel like the pelvis needs to be a bit more prominent. And we can almost probably bring all of these into a point. That's how it's done in the Resi models. So that's what I've learned to do it like. But usually, I can't remember if it's a bit forward. Then you have this kind of, well, you'll see in the end. But that's another place we can just save a little bit of space, you know. Bring this down a bit, bring this out. Oh, we needed that. I took out a loop cut there, but then I realized that's what we needed for the button. So maybe I'll bring this down here a bit and bring this down, bring the butt out a little bit and tuck it under here. Tuck the bum, as is tradition. Okay. Now I need to see it without the... Okay. I'm fairly happy how it's going, but these hips are still a bit... Like, his chest is a bit too out, I think. So I'm going to pull that in a bit and pull this stuff in a bit. Make the butt lower slightly. Rotate the butt. Rotate the butt. Bring the chest down a little bit more. But pull it in here. And pull this in here. And there, it's starting to look a lot more kind of natural, I'd say. Yeah. Okay. Now I've realized these arms are like way too long. I always try and make the arms extra long because I'm worried I'm gonna make them too short, and then well, then it's like, oh, actually that's okay. So let's bring these up a bit. Maybe make them a bit thinner here. A bit thinner here. And a bit thinner here. Or... Okay, let's bring the hands up a little bit. GZ. G. Okay, starting to look better. Oh, but here I've seen this kind of... This needs to be kind of tucked around this corner a little bit. At this point, I think I'm going to start doing the thing with the chest that I like to do. So I'll apply the mirror modifier and then go down this middle and just completely delete that out. Now we've got this kind of more blocky looking chest, but that's the ways I like it. I find that in this low kind of poly, it actually seems to give me more control over the shape. I just need to make sure I'm doing things equally from now on. I can always add the mirror modifier again and then take it away, but it's just another thing to do, isn't it? So I want to cut down on that as much as possible. Yeah, I just prefer how the chest looks when you do it like this, to be honest. It's got a bit more pizzazz, as they say in France. Maybe they say that. Yeah. So let's just bring this all up a little bit and bring that down. Bring that just slightly that way. So I'm going to put an insert here now, and this can be where the head goes, but actually, no, I don't get rid of it. I don't think of the mirror modifier as like a one-time thing. I use it multiple times in the workflow. So don't worry about deleting it at some point and then doing it again, because all you need to do is select whatever object you're working on, add a loop cut, like, because I obviously cut it in the middle, right? And then I just cut off half of it like that, and then go to here, apply the modifier mirror again, set clipping to be on, and then we've basically done it. There's a few little faces that I need to fix, but you know, it's no problem. Yeah, I really think this, having these square bits in the middle will make your model look so much different to other other models, because I think most people don't do it. And if you look at the behind here, like his bum, this looks much more like a bum because it's square, and that sounds stupid, but it really does. Like, it gives you that curve here without having anything to worry about in the middle, and that's why I like the bum. Yeah, so just use the mirror modifier a few times, I'd say, and don't worry about if it's finished or whatever. Okay, thick, yeah, looks better. Maybe his butt could be a bit bigger. I always used to shy away from the butt area and the front area, which is another thing you can kind of make a bit more human-y. But yeah, I think those parts of the body are important for the form to look believable. Hang on, push-pull. But now we're having a problem where our stuff is starting to look a little bit too thin again. So I'm just going to extrude it all out, lower it a little bit, lower this a little bit, and pull it in a bit. Also, oh, I didn't mean to make his butt tiny like that. So we can just do that. And this needs to be wide. That's because I was selecting in the front mode. So let's scale this on the X axis. Okay, that's better. And his back is also a little bit... I ear a cleric beast. Hello. Are you talking about the baby? Oh my god, the likes have disappeared again. It says now there's 3, and earlier it was 5. Like, what is this? What is this, YouTube? I thought we were friends. I was gonna make you lots of monetization money, and then you were gonna take it away from me, YouTube. Okay, I want to bring this back up a little bit. Oh, hang on. Go back to our X-ray mode and just bring this down a little bit. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Kind of tempted to add another loop cut in the middle, but I'm not going to do it. Accidentally went into wireframe or render mode, whatever. Like, it's like the back needs to be up and the chest needs to be down, but not too much. That's how I seem to do it anyway. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Tata Flan. I don't know if I said that already, but I'm kind of gently drifting into the void right now in my brain, so I am losing my sanity. Oh my god, I got a whole packet of mints here and I've only eaten one. That's how focused I've been. Okay. I'm actually going to drag these in a bit. This, like, Blender modeling is great for people who are perfectionists and never want to finish anything. Because I always find myself just gently or just subtly messing around with things. Yeah, I hope so. Okay, so let's have a think about how we can start simplifying some of our geometry to even more cromulent levels. So we might get away with this, but the thing is, when the character moves, you've got to think about it. So if we put the 3D cursor a minute we can move the 3D cursor to be where the pivot point will be when the bone's there. Go up the z-axis and obviously hold shift to make things more spicy. Think about where that's gonna... Already looks like Steve. Yeah, I know, man. My level of art is like off the charts today. Okay, so push it back a little bit on the y-axis. This is about the usual rotate point I'd say I would have. So press object, set origin to 3D cursor. No, I was wrong. So I'd usually have it about here, I'd say. Yeah. But you see, it's like clipping into the character a bit, so we know that we need to adjust things a little bit. Just so it doesn't look too unnatural when he's walking. It's gonna clip, obviously. But the problem is, if you're not careful, when the leg moves forward, it can look like your character has no arse. Even though he's got a thick booty. So, wanna, like everything else, you wanna kind of... Oh, hang on. Like everything else, you kind of wanna add a bit of a bevel there. Another option is to add a loop cut or something here, or just to have another bit extended out before this. So we could add a loop cut here and then scale this bit in a bit, which would give more of a round shape, but I'm not going to do that here because I kind of like it blocky. So another thing you can do is drag this down further, which will help. And also these edges, try and get them to kind of cover over the leg a little bit. And then you want to go in and, well, you can make it a bit rounder, make it face a bit more towards the back. And finding the right pivot point is key to this. You want to do this before you start. You want to do this before you start rigging, I'd say. Because otherwise, well, you just want to get the positions right, obviously, before you start doing things. And see, even if I lift my leg up this way, it don't look good. So that shows us that it'd be probably better to have another loop here and just bevel it in a bit. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's just one of those things that people might notice. But a lot of it's honestly to do with the pivot point. See, if we do it like this, it looks a lot better. Now if we just move it up a touch, move it back just slightly, that's much better. But it might need to come a bit forward. Yeah, try and make it neat. Obviously, why would you try and make it messy? Stupid question. So I think I'm planning on staying in the Czech Republic for a long time, yeah. Obviously I got my daughter here, my wife, so I don't see why I would go somewhere else. This is a nice country anyway, really nice. Okay. So still a little bit on the beefy side at the front, so I might just pull this in a little bit and pull this in. Scale that down a bit. Now if you notice this loop cut, this would be a perfect kind of candidate for the kind of thing you would want to remove, because it doesn't really do that much. Doesn't do a whole lot. So if you want to add some detail further down the leg, then you could try that and see if that kind of is necessary. I think that's a lot of what I'm thinking about when I'm doing these things, is it actually necessary? If it's not necessary, then take it out. That's my philosophy with low poly, because the ideal is to just get the silhouette. You want the silhouette to be good. Really talented low poly artists can use very, very low amounts and still you understand from what you're looking at, you understand it completely, you know. Got some loose vertices here, so I'll just do that to clean them up a bit. Gonna delete this and then I'm gonna Alt D again. Objects, set origin to no. Object, wait, apply transforms. Object, set origin to geometry. Oh, it's being a jerky boy. Okay. So, apply all transforms, right? Alt D. Object, mirror, X global. There we go. And it's good to just, yeah, go around and look at this silhouette and see if it's kind of messed up. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this just for a second. Oh, sorry. In terms of rig PS1 character, you think it... No, not at all. Like, rigging is literally the easiest thing in the world. I don't see any challenge in it, and I'm not just saying that. It's seriously easy stuff. I can show you right at the end of the video. I can do it in like 5 minutes and show you. Seriously, it's so easy. Will you make live on... do you mean if that's how I will make money in the future, or what do you mean? Okay, so let's add another mirror modifier because I kind of screwed up the geometry there. Wait, what the hell? Oh, I turned clipping off, my bad. Oh, will I make... Yeah, I was actually thinking about, you know, the creature that I did recently? This one? One of my live streams, I'm thinking about doing... Oh, wait, ignore that. One of my live streams, I was thinking about doing this creature, like setting up mechanics for it to attack the player. Huh? 30 or 20. Yeah, I'm gonna do the kind of the mechanics and how I go about adding them in a rough way, and then how I would refactor things in code. I was kind of afraid to do code on stream because I am very well, how to say, I just really need to concentrate when I do code. It's kind of my main thing, but it's also the hardest thing for me to talk about while I'm streaming. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna try. Like, I would like to give it a try and see how it goes. So yeah, if you're interested, then that will definitely be coming up soon. Joke's on you, I can't even code at all. Do you make games as well, Tartaflan? Like, how does that work? Do you use Unreal Editor? So what I'm gonna do is try and not touch this middle seam now, because I know I'm not gonna keep it there. Actually, I'm gonna quickly add a box head, so that I can show you how to rig very quickly and simply, and then the next stream, maybe tomorrow, we'll carry on with going into detail about this guy. because I don't have much time left. So I'm going to add some basic shoes. So here's a cube, that's a shoe. Scale it down. It's going to be like here. So so actually I might make it out of a cylinder again, because I like to use cylinders. Add object. Wait, I can't code and have TV on. I know that feeling. Yeah. Like, I have to listen to something that's very repetitive. Like, I've got some ADHD music I like listening to, and it's really amazing at keeping me in the zone. So we're gonna have a 5 pointer again, I think. Yeah, 5. This is a great shape for the purpose that we're gonna use it for. So move this down here. Let's extrude that out a bit and bring that just down a bit. That down a bit. Kind of like clouds from Final Fantasy VII it's going to be like in the end, I guess. Oh, Unity. I'm desperately trying to glue together a prototype for RE-like game with third party. It's difficult, especially since I have a full-time job. Yeah, I work too. It's definitely hard to find time sometimes, isn't it? I really recommend giving coding a go and getting into it and digging like deep into it. I'm gonna be releasing some videos on the channel soon. I got a couple of tips, but they're not really beginner. But a lot of the channel is gonna focus on coding, and from like my idea about the whole tutorial side of my channel is literally making code tutorials that are actually easy to understand and talking about complex concepts in a simple way. That's the whole mission I've got, because when you're first learning this shit, people use so many stupid words that you don't need to use, you know? Like talking about abstraction, you know, like that's a word that really makes people confused. But the concept itself is actually really simple. So my mission is to make all those simple things really understandable for people so that they can just easily start making things themselves and not being so stressed about if they're doing it right, you know, or anything like that. Okay. Yeah, I've got one video of that kind so far, and it's called Delegates or C# Events Made Easy, but it's gonna be like a whole series of stuff, and it won't be exactly specific to Unity, but I will be using Unity for examples. Okay, so let's scale this down. Got a nice foot. Actually, like, this is probably unnecessary. I'm just going to do a really basic shape for that. But maybe I'll add like one loop cut here so that I can kind of bring it down there. Just like that. And yeah, I need to sort out the front a little bit because it should just go straight down to this kind of shape. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Just need to bring it back a little bit. Yeah, so... Oh, he's got banana feet. Hang on. Well, we'll leave it like that for now. It's not finished, but smooth it out and no one will ever notice. Okay, object, set origin. Wait, let's just apply all the transforms here. And then shift or alt D, sorry. And then object, it's mirror X global. Then we got it flipped. His ankles look a bit kind of big here, so I'm gonna bring them in so he's got some kind of just bottom part of his leg that can go into the shoe. Into the shoe. Into the shoe. You've got to get into the shoe. I was just thinking of Freddy Got Fingered. You've got to get inside the animals. Has anyone seen that movie? God, it's messed up. Okay, oh. It's always tough doing human body stuff. Did you do adjustments to your gun throwing POV camera? No, not yet. Zebras in America, yeah. I haven't done anything with the gun throwing mechanic for a while. Like, my way of working on the game at the moment is pretty much just I'll work on something for a while and then I'll kind of be like, right, I need a break from that system for a bit, so then I'll go off and work on something else for a while. And yeah, that's one of those things that I just haven't I haven't got to yet. It's like, where do you even find the time in the day sometimes to do this stuff, especially with the little baby? Okay. So, not too shabby. I need to mess around with the legs a little bit later. Daddy, would you like some sausage? How to disappear completely. Oh, I heard that. I think I listened to that. I think I listened to that like recently actually, because I was really interested in the name. Oh no, the baby's making noises. Okay. So. Okay, I'm gonna add a like square head, literally just a square, because I need to do this fast now. So let's just put it in the center here. Put it at 0 in the side here. Scale it down to the size it's going to be. Move it down. I just want to show you how I do the rigging process for those that are interested. I actually like to do a neck usually, so I'll do that first and then extrude out, and then let's add another one here. I'm doing this in a really like dumb way because I just want to get it done quickly. Scale X, scale Y. Okay. Yeah, this does not reflect the final product. It's not even straight. He's got like a bendy bit at one side and a bendy bit in the other. Miss Mean Bean Baby Noises Machine. Yeah, that's it. Mr. Box. Okay, that'll do. Mr. Boxhead. Wait, will it do? Yes. That'll do. Will it do? That'll do. That'll do, pig. No, 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 no. Okay, anyway. So, let's have a look at how to rig it. So first, oh god damn it, this is so... The heads just made me realise how off the certain parts of the model are. Okay, let me just move these up. Welcome to the channel. I'm doing the faffy thing that I always do. So, hey Alex, how's it going? So, you ready for this? Hang on, I'll put the Metal Gear Solid music on quickly. Okay. Ready? Okay. So, you go... I'm going to connect all these together by selecting all the objects and pressing Ctrl J. That joins them into one mesh, but they're still only linked to their respective body parts. I'll apply this mirror modifier so that it doesn't screw the donkey. And now I've got a load of merged vertices, so we didn't want that. So I'm going to take those away and hope that it's fine now. I'm pretty sure it is. So on the object, press add armature. Okay. And then we're going to go into edit mode on the armature. And we're going to zoom in a little bit. And we're going to add a bone. Oh, wait. Sorry, I need to separate this part here. Because this part needs to be its own bone. I should have done that before. Hang on. So, this part here, the whole pelvis bit, should be its own separate thing. So, Y, and then separate that out. Wait, did I just add a load of... wait, where did that come from? Hang on. I've just disturbed all of the geometry somehow. I don't know what happened. Look at this. It's sagging. Okay, this wasn't quite as fast as I was hoping. But still, let's do it. So, anyway. Yeah, this is a speedrunning tutorial that's not going too well at the moment. So, okay, that's okay there. That needs to come up. I don't know how that got down there, honestly. So, select this. I should have done this way earlier, by the way. Separate, selection. And now they're two different things. Let's quickly apply the mirror modifier for this. And then select it. And then extrude out a little bit. E to extrude, square it off a little bit there, and then that's that done. And then I'll do the same on the torso, so I'll press E to extrude and then kind of scale it in a bit so that the body parts aren't too smushed together. I don't know what I'm talking about right now, things are just happening. Anyway, so let's actually get back to the rigging. So, join them all together. Apply mirror modifier first. Join together. They're all now one mesh, but they're all got their own separate kind of bits. And then what we want to do is add the armature here. And then go into edit mode, zoom in, and we got this bone here, right? I'm going to put this about here, where the pivot point should be. And where do I usually put it actually? I think I put it here up until the end of its bone, and then I press E to extrude another bone out, and that can come to the top to make it kind of to make it so that it's straight. Just press Z so it goes up that axis only. Okay, so it'll be here right to the top, and then extrude out again. You might have an extra one for the neck if you want, but I'm just going to do one all the way up to the head. And then from here, we're going to extrude out to here, but I'm actually probably going to do separate limbs. That's what I usually do, I believe. So let's add a single bone. Where are you, bone? Or actually, I'm just going to copy this one. Copy, paste. Where are you, bone? Okay. I don't know where it went. Anyway, this is like the slowest speedrun tutorial ever. So I put it at the pivot point. Make sure it's at the pivot point. Then I'm going to drag it up here. And then I'm going to extrude down again to the bottom. And then I'm going to drag it onto the hand, because that's going to be another bone. Then we can adjust things later. I refuse to do neck bones. Yeah, so then after that, we're going to do some more bones here. So let's add another bone down here. G, G, get it? I'm relevant. Okay, drag it onto the knee. That's where we're going to turn. E down to the foot, or down to the start of the foot. And then what we do is look left. We're going to do a bone right down to the center there. and then a bone here. No, we're not really. We're just going to do another bone coming out like this way. We'll figure out about that later anyway. While we're at it, I'm also going to add a bone in front here. Add single bone. Ooh, that's not what we wanted. Okay, so I'll add a small bone here. This will be for the IK of the knees there. And now I'm going to go into the side mode again. I'm going to go to make sure that these bones are in the top position. So if I just select it all, go to this pose menu, I guess, or armature menu, and then go to show the in front. And that's good. Now we can see everything in front as it was meant to be. Now just drag this to the elbow point. Drag this. Wait, drag this here. Drag this onto the hand on this side. If you do it like that most of the time, it's going to line up, and you just need to make small adjustments after that. Think about your pivot points though. Think about how things need to be kind of connected together. I'm going to look from the top for this and just move this in front of the knee with enough space so he can put his leg out properly. Okay. Okay. So this, I'm going to click this, and then I'm going to shift click onto this, and then I'm going to press Control P to parent it, keeping the offset. And ooh, it's done it a weird way. Does it always do it that way? No. Hang on. Yeah. Hang on. Keep offset. Yeah. Something. Ooh. Oh wait, I wasn't in pose mode. I'm an idiot. Let me just check that it's gonna be okay. Yeah, that's alright. So again, this wants to be parented to this, but keep the offset at the top there. And that's pretty much it as far as setting up the bones. We could go into the thingy bobby and make sure it's working, but it's going to work, so it's all right. So now we're going to duplicate like half of this, but not before we go in and name things. So this is the most important part, definitely. So this is the pelvis. Pelvis, I can't spell today. Pelvis Presley. Torso. Then this is head. This is upper arm dot L. This is lower arm dot L. I found a shortcut to name these bones, but I forgot how to do it. So we'll just do it the hard way for now. And then this will be upper leg dot L, and then lower leg dot L, and then this will be pole target dot L. This is going to be foot dot L, and this is going to be IK dot L. Okay, so let me just go again into side view, make sure this bone is touching the floor, like that. Yeah, this needs to be a bit more cromulent, I guess. Now what we can do is we can select half of these bones, and we can do armature, oh sorry, in the pose mode, I think. Was it in pose mode? I don't remember. No, I think it was in edit mode. Okay, so symmetrize, and then all of that stuff should be named on the other side now, exactly the same, but with .r. It does it for you because it's kind like that. Now we're gonna select our armature from object mode. Then we're gonna select our mesh. Then we're gonna shift select our armature, Control P, and press with empty weights here. Parent with empty weights, okay? So now what we need to do is go into the mesh and select each body part. We'll start at the pelvis because that's where we started before. Press L. Vertex groups on the right here, okay? This is the bone basically that all of these vertices are going to be affected by. So pelvis, I'm going to go one down each list, and then torso, assign torso, head, assign head, upper arm.L, let's select that, upper arm.L, assign. Pressing L, by the way, selects all of the linked vertices. So lower arm.L, and then hand.L. So press L to select that, hand.L, and then upper arm.R. So we can do it that way because that's the way it's ordered now. Upper arm.R, and then lower arm.R, and then hand.R. Remember, just press L to select the linked. Upper leg.L, assign that. Lower leg.L, oops, assign that. Foot.L, assign that. Leg IK.L, we don't need to assign. And now upper leg.R, oops, upper leg.R, assign that. Lower leg.R, assign that. Foot.R, assign that. Okay, so pole targets we also don't need to mess with. So by this point our character should be moving. Yeah, okay. Oh, interesting. So the hand is being manipulated by something else, so we can go in and look at what's happened there. Is there anything you've got to say for yourself? Oh yeah, it's been assigned to upper leg.L for some reason, so we can press Control G and remove from all groups just to get a fresh start, and then select it again and make sure it's just on hands.L. This is because I'm doing it too fast. Okay, now let's check the other side. The other side seems okay. So let's go to pose mode. That's working fine now. That's working fine now. Let's see the legs working. That's working. That's working. That's working. See how easy it is to rig a character? Oh, that's ironic. Anyway, so this leg seems like it hasn't been caught all. So let's select all these and press Control Z. Control G, I mean, remove from all. Okay, now let's press L to select the linked ones there. Upper leg.L. Upper leg.L. Assign that. And now we should be good. But I honestly mess up this stuff all the time, so don't worry about it. That's just me. Okay, so that's all done. Now we can do some IK, okay? So we're going to select this bone here. We're going to go to this bone mode. This bone constraint and add a new constraint called inverse kinematics. The target is the armature, the bone is ik.L, and the chain length will be like 3, I believe. And then let's do the same for the other side. So I don't know if you can copy this, but I'm just going to do it the same. Or actually, I could just delete all of these bones and do it again, but I'll just do it again just for demonstration. So bone constraint. Inverse kinematic, okay? Target, armature, bone, ik.R, chain length 3, maybe. Okay. Not quite yet. Oh, I think these might need to be separate. So let me just unparent that. Alt P, clear parent, Alt P, clear parent. So there's our IK. Now it's not connected on the foot there, but these hang on, let's check that these are actually connected. I think I might have unparented those as well. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's just make sure we do that again. Wait, sorry. This, and then that. Connected. Oh, maybe these need to be parented but keep offset. It's been a long night. Anyway. Well, I've obviously screwed something up with the IK. I think it might be to do with the chain length actually. But I just want to bring this all like up a little bit. Come on, all of you. Object mode. Okay. So let's go back to pose mode. Claire and Sherry. Wait, what did Claire and Sherry do? Okay. Okay, back to pose mode. Oh, sorry. So anyway, that will kind of do it for now, but I think the chain length is still wrong for some reason, because I should be able to rotate these parts out. And if I pick this up, it should go all the way back. Now, what am I doing wrong here? Pole target, armature. Pole target isn't so important here. Pole target.l. Okay. Now. I'm gonna have to look at my other character a sec, because I can't remember the parenting. Now, let me have a look at this. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it's not connected at all. Interesting. But this one is. Read the previous messages to find out. Okay. So we need to parent these back to these leggies. Connected. Connected. I think the pole target might need to have its rotation adjusted there. So you can change the pole angle like that. And you can bend the knee slightly forward in edit modes, which can save some hassle, I've heard. And yeah. But this should be following along. Like. So. Yeah, there we go. This is what happens with extreme IK. Extreme. That's not what we want. Yeah, yeah. So, 2. Okay, use tail. No. Wait, did I say to use tail? I forgot. Okay. 3. Use tail. Use tail. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to use tail. Okay. Pole target. Armature. Pole target.r. Pole targus.r, sorry. And then let's change the pole angle here. Change this to 2. And the pole target is just to help your knees bend. And you can have... this is what I haven't done. So on here, we can add another bone constraint. Copy rotation. And then we'll copy the rotation of our ik.l. Okay. And then we'll have to kind of change it to invert the z or y or something. Okay. Now, how do I do the thing? Ooh. There's a thing that you're supposed to do here, and I forgot what it was. We want to be at the point where this will move and it will be kind of perpendicular to it. Oh yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, but it needs to be inverted. Or not inverted. On the z-axis it wants to be inverted. Okay, so that's good. Okay, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Probably. Okay, so let's do that again. Thanks for that gaming chair. I totally dropped the ball there. It's been a while since I've done the like foot clamping on the floor. So pole target dot r. Oh no. Wait, what am I doing? Not ik. Add bone rotation. Copy rotation. Armature. Ik. Dot r. Ik.r. Local space, Z. Good night, dude. Take care. So, now we can do that. Huh. His feet are still bending. And I'm not sure why that is, but now we can do this at least and kind of rotate the foot like that. Oh, that's getting a bit much. So, was it copy rotation or copy all transforms? I don't even remember. Let's have a look. Yeah, copy rotation. Y, Z. Invert Y and Z. Is that right? And chain length to 2. Use tail. No stretch. Very interesting. But it looks like it's connected with a keep offset. Maybe that's right. No, it's the same. So let me double check over here. Oh, local with parent. Is that what it's supposed to be? Yeah, yeah. Local with parent. Local with parent. Local with parent. Now, is that it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, it took a little bit of kajiggering, but there it is. I don't do any IK for the arms. But that's about it. I'm gonna carry on this character probably tomorrow. But yeah, there's the IK and everything set up. I'm sorry I didn't do it in a more timely manner. But yeah, sometimes I'm dumb. Not gonna lie. And I'm tired, which is my excuse. Sisyphean redo, hello. What does Sisyphean mean? Sisyphean. I don't know that. So we can expect some coding context. I would enjoy. For this character, you mean? Or what? I was gonna do some coding for the monster we created. But this needs to change. We'll need to change the rotation point of this. You can always go in after and move it down. That's better. Yeah, there's going to be coding to come. There's also a coding tutorial coming up soon. Yeah, there's a new coding kind of aspect video, I'd say, coming up soon. So check out that if you're free. Look forward to that because I'm just in the process of moving over to a different animation software for the videos because I'm going to try and, I don't know, just make it a little bit nicer this time. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this stream, then yeah, give me a sub and come back again sometime. Anyway, gonna call this work in progress. Work in progress. Okay, so guys, again, thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.